Yo, 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 what's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Convo with Marlo, the best podcaster in the E, the most traveled out one in the E. I'll come up with a nice nickname soon. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I just want to say, like, it's crazy. It's crazy to know that I was able to get the mayor on the podcast. You know, like, just a year ago, I didn't even know what our mayor looked like. I didn't even know Edmonton had one. And now I got to shake hands with him, talk to him about his political standpoint, political views on this and that and so on. The questions that I asked him, I had a few people that wanted me to ask him this, ask him that. You know what I'm saying? But some of the questions I did get a chance to ask was, how do you think E-Town, or Edmonton, we say E-Town, but how do you think Edmonton feels about you? And as you can see, he's going to let us know. What do you think Edmontonians think of you?
Well, that's a question that difficult for me to answer. I can just make assumptions. I think people see me as hardworking. People see me as a caring and compassionate person. That I deeply believe in Edmonton.
But yeah, it was a while, you know, like getting to walk through City Hall, talking to him. With him and his assistant, man, when you walk into that office, you feel like the real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? I also asked him, what is your future plans with Edmonton? You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a pothole in the ground, if there's this, if there's that, who do we contact?
So for a day-to-day stuff, if you are seeing difficulties in the neighborhood, such as a pothole or garbage not being collected or anything else that is city-related, please call 311. That's the best way to reach to city departments, and they're very prompt and they respond very effectively.
Yeah, long story short, I got more on the way with him. Y'all stay tuned for that, and it was an honor to have him on. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. Yes, sir. It's your boy Convo and Marlo. Stay tuned. Yo, 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 what's going on with y'all? It's your boy Convo with Marlo. Today I have a very special guest here with me today. Who do I have the pleasure of being here with?
My name is Amarjeet Sohi. I'm the mayor of Edmonton.
First and foremost, I want to ask you, how are you feeling? Or what's the day been like for you today as of, December 16th? What's the day been like?
Well, day's been busy. I started my day by doing an interview with CBC Edmonton, taking the train from Millwoods coming to City Hall. Then I had a whole bunch of interviews here at the City Hall on the year-end review of 2024. At the same time, following the craziness that's going on in Ottawa about all the changes being made there, right? So, nice to see you, and thank you so much for coming over to my office to have this conversation.
Of course. First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate all of this because, like I was saying earlier, I have a lot of people I was talking to about this at work.
Yeah.
And me, you see, this is what I get for being a jokester. I'm always joking around, so finally when I say something that's serious, nobody believes me. So this will show them. This will show them for sure. But
so the people didn't believe you that are going to go have a conversation with the mayor?
With the mayor. That I was going to come to the mayor's office. I was going to come to City Hall and have the mayor of our city on the podcast. You're just talking. You're talking. It's because I'm always joking around, so people don't know when to believe me until it's time to believe me.
Yeah.
So obviously, or not obviously, I'm going to start off with getting to know you, your character, your background. Where are you from?
So I grew up in India. I came to Canada at the age of 18, and I have been living here ever since in Edmonton.
Oh, okay. So since the age of 18, you've been basically over here going through the cold with us.
Yeah, Edmonton is, the weather is cold in Edmonton during winter, but we have warm hearts.
Oh, of course.
And we welcome people from all over the world. That's how I was welcomed into this community. I landed here on November 21st, 1981.
81?
Yeah, and it felt like it was pretty cold outside, but the warmth and greetings and the welcome that I've received from this community is phenomenal.
Wow, 1981. I wasn't even a thought yet.
Oh, you weren't even born then?
No, not at all.
You were just a kid.
I wasn't even around, and I came into the world in '98. But also with me, originally I'm from the States. I'm from Florida. I came up here when, I'd say around 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
So I went from plus 40. I came in, it was January when I came here. So I came from plus 40 to minus 40. So having to adjust to the weather is something, it feels almost unbearable. But it's what you have to do as a Canadian.
Absolutely, and you're right that the temperature swings that we see in Edmonton are huge. But this is a phenomenal community. I can tell you that when I got here, I had very little to my name, other than the love and support of my family, my brother, my sister-in-law, who were very generous to give me the support I needed. But beyond that, I struggled a lot in this city. I struggled to adjust to the weather, to the culture, to language, to different way of doing things. But I am lucky that I was in Edmonton because this city offers so much for newcomers to integrate. Whether it's access to libraries, access to public transit, access to cultural facilities, recreational facilities, playgrounds, community leagues. There's so much kind of social infrastructure and programs and services that exist in our community that allow newcomers to integrate. And I use those services and programs to help me integrate. And so I'm grateful that the services that municipalities provide, how they touch people's lives every day.
First coming here at the age of 18, obviously at the age of 18, your memory is good. You can remember, unlike a lot of people I know, they come here at the age of 4, 3, 6, so they don't remember too much. What was your initial, besides the weather, what was your initial thoughts of the city coming in here? Because it's a big change from India.
Yeah, I grew up in a village, and Edmonton, even 1981 was relatively a big city compared to a small village where I grew up. So obviously, that form of the kind of urbanization that I experienced here was big change for me. But since then, Edmonton has grown so much. We are a community of 1.1 million people now.
Wow.
So adjusting to a different culture, adjusting to different way of life was something that I struggled with. But again, the kind of support we have here is phenomenal.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that was the one thing I noticed coming over here is how nice and considering everybody is here. And what I mean by that is, let's say I'm walking into a convenience store, 7-Eleven, and I'm 20 feet away. A man or woman will hold the door open the whole time waiting for me to walk in. I'd even tell them, go ahead.
You're right, though. Like that is, you don't experience that in every community. You experience this here. You go to big urban centers like Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal. People will walk by you without even making an eye contact. Mm-hmm. But here, if you're downtown or anywhere else in the city, you're walking by someone on the sidewalk, right? Or people will make eye contact with you. They will say hi to you. They will kind of feel you welcome whether it's on public transit, whether it's you're out working out at a recreational facility. So people, yes, do mind their own business, don't intrude too much, but they also show you the welcome by making that eye contact and say hello. And that is pretty remarkable about Edmonton.
Oh, yeah.
That I see.
Oh, for sure. Again, you said you came here at 18. Did you still have time to attend high school, or did you go straight into university?
No, I took English as a second language classes first, right? And for about a year, because my English was very poor, so I had to attend that. Mm-hmm. Then after that I joined Bonnie-Doon High School, where I was one of the mature students because my age gap, as you always spent almost 1 year in learning English, and also had to start behind the grade that I completed in India. So but the kind of support I got from the school system was pretty good, And I spent a lot of time in public libraries, learning English, reading books, and just trying to figure my way out and try to communicate and have conversation with people, strangers that I would talk to, right, just to improve my communication. So
sure.
that was pretty good experience here.
You see, that's why I always tip my hat off to people that come into this country not knowing the language well, and they drop everything to do what they can to learn it.
Yeah.
To me, those are the strongest people, because you left everything you knew back home to come and learn a new way of life over here. And now
Yeah,
you're
I think that is the experience of so many other people. Like, it's not unique to me. It's not my own experience. There's so many newcomers that come from different countries, from different backgrounds, and with different circumstances that always don't have the same level of capacity to integrate, but having a city that believes in investing in people, a city that believes in unlocking people's potential by building their capacity is something that I find very rewarding in our city, and I benefit from that generosity. I benefit from that kind of investment in community infrastructure and community services that allows an average person like me, who came from somewhere else, be in the city and learn stuff, grow here, grow in many, many different ways, and invest in myself, and one day be in this position to lead our city. It feels pretty good that way, that it can happen here in our city.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Growing up, what were some of the jobs that you had here? Because obviously this is a city, well, I wouldn't know from the 80s, but this is a city where you always got to be on the move. You got to be on the go. You got to be able to bring income in for yourself.
You know, I come from working class background, which I'm very proud of. I worked various jobs, from cleaning restaurants, being a busboy, working at McDonald's, working delivering papers, working as a taxi driver, then becoming an Edmonton transit bus driver that I worked for a number of years, from 1990 until 2007. And I got involved in my union. I became a leader within my union, taking on the organizing of workers. And I also got involved in some of the other organizations where I led some of the work in community organizing, working on human rights files, working on social justice issues, and also got involved in my community league, where I led some of the initiatives there as well. Got involved in my daughter's school, be part of the parent school council. I was the treasurer of that organization for a long time. Then I also got involved in Millwoods President's Council, where I helped with fundraising to put together Millwoods fireworks. And through all those involvements, I got to learn so much from the community and made huge amount of friends in the community.
Sure.
And some of those friends eventually asked me, Amarjeet, you are involved in so many things, you have so much to give back, and you have such a lived experience that people can benefit from. Why would you not run for public office?
Wow.
Yeah. And so that thought was planted in me by the community members that I worked with prior to 2004. So I ran for municipal election in 2004, which I did not win. I lost pretty bad. It was a pretty humiliating loss. But I learned from it. I learned from it in a way that every loss you can turn into a win.
Oh, of course.
By looking at your mistakes, looking at what you could have done better, and reflecting on it, then making changes to do better next time. And I did. I ran 2007. And won, with strong support from family, my wife, and we door knocked hundreds of doors leading up to 2007 election. So, and that's how I got into politics, by being involved in the community.
Wow. So basically, all the jobs that you've done in the past, you said, being a bus driver from 1990 to 20s.
Yeah.
Or 2007?
2007, yeah.
All that within all the people that you ran into kind of told you, okay, you've done this, you've done that. I think it's time for you to take a bigger leap now.
Yeah, I think there's a number of people, particularly I would say my wife, Amarjeet, saw a lot of potential in me, and she felt that I was not really exploring things that I'm capable of, right? And she really inspired me in a way to think about my life in a more empowering way, that I should not limit myself to, just one occupation, that I should explore
Of course.
other things, that because she saw leadership skills in me that I did not see. And she really encouraged and pushed hard for me to, walk out of my comfort level and explore different things. And that's how I got into politics and got involved in so many other community initiatives that I wanted. That opened up so much opportunity for me also to learn from community members, and broadened my understanding of the role that we each can play in building a better city.
Oh, for sure. You see, that kind of goes on to what I always say. For every strong man, there's a stronger woman behind him. Mm-hmm. So it seems as though it was your lady that gave you that motivational push that you needed.
Absolutely.
Telling you that you could do all sorts of things, and obviously it's showing.
Yeah.
Being in the world that you're in right now as a mayor, my question, I love talking to someone that's a visible minority, a person of color. Coming into this world, was there any hurdles that you had to jump over because of the physical difference?
Oh, absolutely. Running for public office and coming from a racialized background, it is more difficult than I thought it would be. I had to work hardest and longer hours than other candidates did, and I had to knock on thousands of doors multiple times to convince people to vote for me, because they had their own apprehensions about a racialized person stepping into a leadership role. I remember knocking on one door and having a lengthy conversation with the person at the door, and they were really pleased with what I had to offer as a candidate and the ideas I was talking about, and the vision that I was putting together for the city. But she had apprehensions around whether I will be able to represent her as a racialized person, and she posed that questions to me, saying, "Look, I like what you have to offer, what your ideas are, but I want you to know, would you be able to represent me beyond your own community?" Right? And that wasn't the first time I received that question. Some people verbalized that question, some won't. But I knew that question was on a lot of people's mind. Mm-hmm. So when I got elected in 2007, I had to work really, really hard to prove to the rest of the community, that I can work on everyone's behalf, that I can be represented for everyone, that I can use my own personal experience. I'm very proud of the community that I have come from. I absolutely love representing them and talking about some of the inequities that exist in our city, but at the same time, continue to represent everyone, be the voice for everyone. I think that's what our role is in these positions, that understanding the dynamics of your community, understanding the unique needs of every community group, the individuals you represent, but also keeping a very broad view of how we can move together to build a better city and a better community for everyone.
Yes, sir. Now, what are some of the things you'd like to see coming for the city? What are some of the things you have, some of the big ideas you got going on for 2025 in regards to Edmonton?
We have invested a lot of resources and time and effort to reinvest back in our public services. Our public services are underfunded. We had underfunded bus system. We had underfunded snow and ice control system. Our recreational facilities and other services, libraries, and we have to invest a lot of money into those programs and services and keep them affordable, keep them accessible. for people to use. So that's what I have done over the last 3 years, but also same time keeping property taxes affordable, making sure that we are challenging affordability crisis that Edmontonians are facing today by minimizing those increases, at the same time investing in public services that Edmontonians rely on. Right? So that's what my focus has been, and we got to continue on that journey. And we also need to make sure that we're building a very strong foundation, financial foundation for future successes. That we are not making short-term decisions, but we're making long-term decisions that allow our communities to continue to flourish, have good, well-paying middle-class jobs, economic growth opportunities for people to grow their business, set up their businesses in Edmonton. And that's the vision that I have for the city that we want to continue on.
Excellent. I like that. So far, since you've been in office since 2021, what would you say from 2021 up to this very day, as of right now, what would you say some of your biggest accomplishments are?
Number of them. For example, I'm very proud of the investments that we're making in public services and keeping them affordable. I'm also very proud of some of the infrastructure we're building. We are renewing our neighborhoods, maintaining our existing infrastructure. I'm very proud that Edmonton is building more homes compared to any other major urban center in Canada. We're building more homes, we're building them faster. And we're keeping our housing affordability. I'm very proud that finally we opened up the 50th Street and 82nd Avenue rail crossing intersection where, a lot of traffic would get stuck because of the train crossing. Now we have built an overpass. That's going to help 35,000 trips every day that no longer will be stuck by the train or stopped by the train. So those are the investment I'm very, very proud of.
Yeah, I like that. I could see that too, because I remember one day on my way to work, I randomly just saw kind of a bridge just randomly being built. So I started asking around, what's going on here? What's going on? I did some research, and exactly what you said. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And it does help, because those few minutes of saved times could make a big difference in whoever's day, time, life, whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. With your position, I assume it's very, in my mind, the politic world is a very difficult world, because no matter who you're talking to, you're wrong in somebody's opinion, somebody's eyes. How do you, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, has there ever been times where you're out and about in public and someone who doesn't agree with your way of viewing things approach you? And if they do, how do you react to that?
First of all, Edmontonians are overall very, very, very respectful. They give you a space, they give you the appreciation if they see you doing good work, and they also share their input in areas where they think we can improve. And so, I feel pretty comfortable being out there and engaging with Edmontonians. So but also people recognize that managing a city is a very complex and complicated, because municipalities these days are responsible for so many things. It's not like running one single business. It's not that you're running a convenience store, or you're running a clothing store, you're running another small single issue-based focus business, right? That because city is responsible for almost 73 lines of businesses. We provide community safety well-being. We are responsible for public transit. We are responsible for libraries, rec centers. We are responsible for snow removal. We are responsible for building roads, bridges, recreational facilities. We are responsible for maintaining parks, green spaces, river valley. We are responsible for making sure that we are building the right type of infrastructure, unlocking housing development. So it's just so many things that we do as a municipality that require, listening and learning and engaging and collaborating with various stakeholders. So it is a challenging job, but it's also a very rewarding job. And I am so glad that I get to work with the dynamic group of people at City Council, but also in our city administration to move our city forward.
Wow. Yeah, see, I'm loving the way you're answering these questions. Like it's just coming to you like it's just meant to be. In your honest opinion, what do you think Edmontonians think of you?
Well, that's a question that difficult for me to answer. I can just make assumptions. I think people see me as hardworking. People see me as a caring and compassionate person. That I deeply believe in Edmonton. People see me as a very committed Edmontonian with a deep appreciation for our community, what this community has done for me. And they see in me the ability to lead our city with that commitment, that compassion, and with that care.
Okay. If you weren't in the position that you're in right now, what else can you see yourself doing?
Well, you don't plan your life, and sometimes life doesn't go as you planned, right? So there's many bumps in the road, and you take different turns. So I never think in a way, okay, if I was not doing that, what else I will be doing, right? I don't see in that way, but I have taken many different roles in my time, have done many different things, and each thing I do with passion and full commitment, and that's what I show up every day to this job in that kind of dedication. So I focus on what I am doing now, not focused on what I could be doing something else.
Yes, sir. My last thing I want to ask you, because I know you're a busy man on a busy schedule. For people that are trying to reach you, let's say there's a big pothole in the middle of the city, or they're trying to run an event and they would like for you to show your face. What would be the best way to reach you?
So for a day-to-day stuff, if you are seeing difficulties in the neighborhood, such as a pothole or garbage not being collected or anything else that is city-related, please call 311. That's the best way to reach to city departments, and they're very prompt. And they respond very effectively. If you want to invite me to an event, you go to Mayor's website, and there's a page you click on, and you fill out the information that comes to my staff, and they prioritize based on the availability of my schedule. And I love attending events out in the community. And every day, every weekend, I attend numerous events because I gain so much energy and insight from attending those events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could tell. Well, that's everything I got to ask you. I want to say I really appreciate for having you on. This is my first time having you on. I'm hoping it's not the last time.
Oh, welcome. Please do come back. And I hope that you enjoyed visiting the mayor's office. And
of course, it feels official.
Right. And
I feel like I'm a mayor.
There you go. You could be mayor one day.
Who knows?
All you got to do is take the initiative to step up and put together a good team in place and run for based on good ideas.
Yes, sir. Okay, it's your boy Convo and Marlo.
Amarjeet Sohi, Mayor of Edmonton.
Yes, sir. And I'll see y'all next time.